Whether you're looking at the keto diet, the Mediterranean diet, the paleo diet, the anabolic diet, the whoop-de-woo, or the frickin' Humpty Hump, it doesn't matter because there's only one diet that works. And that diet is... Welcome back to Former Fat Guy Fitness. Now, like I said in my transformation video, for me to lose 100 pounds, a vast majority of my time and effort went into changing what I was throwing in my mouth hole. So here's the breakdown of the diet that I used to lose and keep the weight off. For a diet to be sustainable and for a diet to really work, it has to be something you can do throughout your entire life, not just do temporarily and then jump right off it once the weight's gone. So the basic principles of my diet followed the main rule from the last video of KISS. You know, keep it simple, stupid. There were only 2 rules that I had to follow in my diet, and that was it. Rule number 1 is I had to be in a 500 calorie deficit every single day. No questions asked. Rule number 2 was for every pound of body weight that I had, I needed to eat 0.8 grams of protein per day, every day. As long as I could hit those 2 numbers every single day, then it didn't matter what I ate. I didn't overly restrict myself. The thing is, the farther I went along, I learned certain foods I ate made me feel full, made the diet easier. Certain foods I ate didn't make me feel full, made the diet way harder. So the choice is yours. Eat what you want. Choose whatever you want to eat, as long as you can hit those 2 numbers. Just know that depending on what you choose, you'll have easy days and you'll have hard days. So the choice is yours. To help you figure out what foods are better for you for reaching these goals on a daily basis, you really need to start reading nutrition labels. I could sit here and tell you the foods that I ate all day, every day, or give you those fancy what I ate in a day videos, but for this to be something you can do for your entire life, you really need to start educating yourself on the nutrition that's in the food that you eat, because it's really damn eye-opening. The number 1 rule that I followed as I was going through everything is what I call the 10-to-1 rule. The 10-to-1 rule is that for every 10 calories, you need to have 1 gram of protein in your food. For those of you not the best at math, all you have to do to figure out that ratio is take the calories in a serving of food and divide it by the protein in a serving of food. If the number you get is 10 or lower, then that's a solid choice for what you can eat. If the number is above 10, then you might want to think twice about eating that, or at least eat more dense protein foods throughout the rest of the day just to compensate. Like I always say, a majority of the time on this channel will be put to recipes and the things that I eat, because your nutrition and diet are the most important things for weight loss. I'll also do some of those what I eat in a day videos because they seem kind of fun, but the best foods I found along the way for the 10-to-1 rule and that I eat regularly include things like lean cuts of meat for different meats. Like for chicken, I always go with chicken breast instead of thighs or wings. I also go with skinless because, well, the skin is pretty high in fat. For pork, I always go with pork loin. I really try to avoid shoulders and chops because shoulders and chops have a much higher fat content. For beef, I usually go with like a sirloin steak or a strip steak. Grass-fed beef is also an excellent option if you can afford it, but I don't feel like paying my left nut to be able to eat foods. Yes, it's lower in fat. Yes, it has a better protein to fat ratio, but like I said, I'm not paying my left nut for grass-fed beef. For ground beef, you always can go with a 90 or a 93% lean beef instead of an 80 to an 85% lean beef. Once again, you lower the fat content, you'll lower the calorie count, you'll have a better calorie to protein ratio. For fish, any and all fish is a good option. Almost all fish I've seen has damn near a 5 on the calorie to protein ratio. Turkey is also a really good option. Ground turkey, turkey bacon, turkey pepperoni. Almost all turkeys that I've seen are fantastic options. Other miscellaneous items that I eat on a regular basis include things like low-fat and fat-free cheeses, milks, yogurts. Once you get down to the low-fat and fat-free versions of these foods, you're basically looking at pure protein. So I'm a big dairy guy. I also go with the classic egg whites. I keep protein powders around all the time. I usually just make desserts with them though. I really don't do protein shakes. I do not do the dry scooping. What is the point of the dry scooping? They mainly get turned into desserts, whether it's cakes, brownies, mug cakes, things like that. I also go with deli meats, things like turkey, ham, roast beef, because I also use low carb tortillas and low carb bread. It's not that I'm going keto, just they're lower calorie, lower on carb, and higher in protein, so they're more friendly to the 10-to-1 rule that I follow. Another rule of thumb I learned to follow when I was teaching myself how to read these labels was to avoid added sugars at all costs. It's not that I'm trying to go all natural or organic or any crap like that. Hell, I abuse artificial sweeteners like no one's business. I'm enjoying a 0-calorie soda as I'm doing this. But added sugars have no nutritional value whatsoever, and they add unnecessary calories into your diet to where it makes it even harder to follow that 10-to-1 rule from before. If you look at my channel so far, the main recipes I've done are things like sauces and yogurt. That's because I regularly use ketchup, barbecue sauce, yogurt, and salad dressings, but the versions in store are either really high in sugars or really high in fat. Well, that or the sugar-free version in stores are just stupidly expensive, so I needed a cheaper replacement. Another thing that I did is I keep my fat intake extremely low. Probably too low, to be honest. Fat's a double-sided blade. It's really important for feeling satiated. It's also really important for your hormone and your energy levels, but it also has double the calories of carbs and protein, where fat has 9 calories per gram and carbs and protein have 4 calories per gram. So I switched everything to a low-fat or a fat-free version of things, at least until I lost enough weight down to that 155 mark. Once I started hitting my calorie and protein goals on a regular basis, I began to learn what foods would keep me full. The number one nutrient you want to find on the labels as you're starting to read them is fiber. Fiber helps keep you regular on your gut health, and most fibrous foods have a very low calorie density, which helps you with the feeling of being full. That's the number one thing us former fat guys who overeat struggle with, is you want to feel full. So start eating some vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, salad, carrots. Eat some fruits and berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, apples. Also, try to get some starchy carbs in your diet like sweet potatoes, quinoa, oats. Don't overdo those as they can be higher in calorie, but the fiber in them will help you feel full for longer. If you're looking for a snack with some fiber in it, try some popcorn or dark chocolate. Those are great choices. Some of the things I've said so far might not sound like the best tasting diet to you, but the best part of a calorie deficit is everything tastes better. Imagine yourself on a deserted island and you've been starving for 2 weeks. Now imagine I threw you a saltine cracker that I just wiped my ass with. You know what you would love to eat and think tastes great at that point in time? The saltine ass wiped cracker. So put yourself in a calorie deficit and your taste buds will begin to change and start to like new flavors, and they will begin to dislike the old sugary foods you used to like. It just takes time and commitment to the process. However, with that being said, you don't have to overly restrict yourself. One of the biggest tricks I learned early on was to give yourself a nightly dessert to preserve your sanity. I would save 200 calories or sometimes 300 calories on a daily basis just to have a sweet treat at the end of the night, whether it be a slice of protein cheesecake, a slice of chocolate cake, one of Greg Doucette's protein ice creams, a fruit yogurt bowl, or even some of the cereal that I just made a video on that I learned from Joe Duff. You gotta have a sweet treat near the end of the night as a former fat guy, otherwise you're gonna start thinking about cheat days. And speaking of cheat days are bullshit. Think about it. If you're on a 500 calorie per day deficit, that's 3,500 calories in a week you're trying to be in a deficit. If you have a 2,000 calorie cheat day where you go over your daily goal by 2,000 calories, you have wiped out almost all your progress in that one day. Are you really going to go through the hell? Are you really going to go through the struggle on 6 days out of the week just to wipe everything out on the 7th day? I'll repeat this time and time again. Whether you're looking at the keto diet, the Mediterranean diet, the paleo diet, the anabolic diet, the whoop-de-woo or the frickin' Humpty Hump, it doesn't matter because there's only one diet that works. And that diet is the one that keeps you in a calorie deficit, lets you hit your protein goals, and that you can adhere to for your entire life and enjoy doing it. That's it. And the last thing to keep in mind is that the calorie deficit is not forever. Once you get down to a healthy weight, you can take that 500 calorie deficit you've been in and put it right back into your diet. And if you're like me, when you're healthier, you'll probably go above that 500 calorie number because you're more physically active. For example, I was at a 1,900 calorie diet on my weight loss. Right now, I'm at a 2,800 calorie diet trying to be on a lean bulk, trying to put more muscle mass on, but because I'm more physically active, because I have more muscle, because I'm healthier, I'm not even gaining weight right now. So go through the temporary struggle of a calorie deficit to get to a healthy weight, and then you can enjoy a more flexible diet afterward. If you like the advice in this video, hit the like button down below. If you agree with me or you think I'm on crack, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you want to see some more tools that I use to stay on my diet or any more advice coming down the road, hit the subscribe button. But in the meantime, Thanks for watching.